Good afternoon. This is the Duke of Fremont Street in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's Sunday, October 17th, 2021. Before beginning my video, I would like to welcome you to my channel and welcome you to this short video that I'm going to do. And prior to starting the video, I would like to take a moment to express my gratitude. Just recently, I surpassed the 1,000 subscriber number on my YouTube channel. And I feel this is quite a milestone. And I thank one and all for helping me make this possible. Thank you. Thank you. 1,000 thank yous. Salute. Exhilarating. In today's short video, I would like to change it up just a bit. I've had several of my subscribers ask me about my comic book series. Several questions, the content, how to acquire them, and so forth. So today I would like to talk about the comic books. And I think they're a wonderful addition to any library. We're coming into the Christmas season, so they're going to be a fabulous gift or stocking stuffer for friends and family and associates for that matter. Well, anyway, my books were written by me. They're inspired by real people and actual events and set in present-day Las Vegas. The books have helped me create part of my legacy, and within the pages I express a lot of my beliefs and opinions in the comic series that are actually mine in real life. So I would hope that you, if you do happen to acquire them, I hope you find them entertaining and of some benefit to you. Let me begin about this situation, the comic book situation. It's a lot harder than I thought. I never dreamed there would be so much to creating a comic book. So the first thing I did, I put I was not blessed with tremendous talent. I do graphic arts, but it's almost like stick figures or whatever. So I needed to find an artist that I felt comfortable with and could work with and confident with. And I found the perfect match in a gentleman named Carlos Valenti. Carlos Valenti was born in Buenos Aires, Argentina. He currently resides in Las Vegas. And through our association and through working with Carlos very closely on a day in and day out period, we've become very, very good friends. Carlos is a sterling gentleman. He's very quiet, very humble, very modest. And I really believe that he has every reason to be very proud of his achievements. Prior to working with me on my comic book series, Carlos worked literally and lived all over the world, but he worked for Lucasfilms with some of the films that were produced, the Indiana Jones series. He worked for DreamWorks, another fabulous company, and with Disney. He worked with Disney quite some time, and in fact, they moved him over to China for many years, and he developed some projects for them. Carlos is a freelance artist, and he is very, very busy, and I feel very fortunate that he took the time to take on this project, which was a monumental project, actually. He's going to be developing other books as time permits, but currently he's tied up with some of the jobs that he's as a freelance artist that he's doing right now. As I mentioned, my books are set in present-day Las Vegas. I hired Carlos to do my artwork, and then I did the writing. For example, the story was easy to write because it's inspired by real people, as I mentioned, in actual events. This is the original script for book 3. There's 3 books in the trilogy, and I just happened to bring this out. So this script was written in pencil and then pen, and then later on the computer. And then I took the script, and after I wrote the script, I had to make an original storyboard to go along with the script. So, like I said, I had no idea what was involved with this, but it was a learning experience and a fun experience. This is the storyboard in pencil that I drew for book 3. And all the pages are there. This actually is a news conference that I'm doing down on Fremont Street. As you can see, my artwork is somewhat crude. And Carlos, with his beautiful interpretation, turned it into quite a work of art. Here's one of the final pages of that particular book. So what I did when I created the comics, I wrote the script, and then I drew the storyboard, and then I presented it to Carlos. And then Carlos, what he did, he drew the comic up in, first he started with pencil. Everything's done the way it was done 50 years ago. We didn't do the only thing that was computer generated was the color after the storyboard was made, originally in pencil and then in ink, the old-fashioned way. This is some of Carlos's artwork. Look at this beautiful storyboard. This is his original pencil artwork, and I couldn't be happier with his artistic ability. Let me show you a couple more pages. This is another page from book 3. All the storyboard of book 3 I brought out today. I didn't want to get it mixed up with book 2 and book 1 and all this. Might be some great line drawings. So anyway, after the line drawings were approved, we sat down and collaborated. Then Carlos would do the ink. The inking is where you actually make the permanent artwork that will be the underlying artwork for the comic book itself. From the pencil, we developed the ink. Now this is one of Carlos's inkings. Let's see if you can see that. See how beautiful that is? I mean, Carlos is just a very, very, very talented man. And like I said, I'm so fortunate to have him as my artist, and even more so as my friend. I just love his artwork. And incidentally, these original, I own the rights to everything, to the book, all the books. I'm copyrighted. The Duke of Fremont Street is a trademark name, and all my books are copyrighted. Someday I may be enticed to sell some of these beautiful originals. Take a look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I mean, I'm absolutely enamored with that. Once again, keep in mind, this was all done by hand. So anyway, as time goes by, like I said, I may eventually frame some of these original works of art and offer them to the public, offer them for sale. Well, after the pen and ink phase, once again, everything has to be done methodically, and once that's approved, we move to the coloration of the pen and ink. And as I mentioned earlier, that's done via computer. That's all way over my pay grade. I left that up to him. Let me show you some examples, some examples of the sheets. This is this is not part of the comic book. This is a sheet before the comic book, the color sheet. What we're doing is making color evaluations and from the color evaluations, we play yes or no or whatever. Oh, this is a kind of a neat one. This is there's a lot of action in book 3. This is a colorization of one of the pages. If you can see, I'm actually on a billboard there. I was on I don't know, 40 billboards for a few years here in Vegas as the poster child for the gun shows. And oh, incidentally, I mentioned before my books are they're adult themed. They contain mild profanity, partial nudity, and extreme graphic violence. So if this is a problem, please don't consider buying my books, because I had adults in mind when I wrote them. I didn't really get into some of the younger people, 18 and over. That's it. Enough said. I'll show you just a few more of these. Aren't these are just gorgeous. I will probably be marketing some of these pages eventually too. These are proofs from the printer, actually. This is interesting. In book 3, I actually have a news conference down on Fremont Street. This is a page, part of the news conference. And I'm asked about, I think, very, very relevant topics. This was printed during the pandemic, but it was written prior to the pandemic. There's questions about some of my thoughts and beliefs about the Second Amendment, cryptocurrency, the cancel culture, and like I said, the beliefs that I express in my books are my beliefs. The comic book character, the Duke of Fremont Street, is my vehicle to express what I really believe. So anyway, like I said, I had no idea what I was getting into. So after I hired Carlos to help me with this project, I searched high and low for comic book publishers or book publishers. And I didn't have a lot of success with that. So I drew the conclusion that it's my baby. So I became my own publisher, and I'm publishing the books. And my philosophy is to publish the hard copies. I don't do anything online with the, whatever you call it, on these books or online. None of that. These are all hard copy, old-fashioned books. They're very well produced. Great quality paper, absolutely gorgeous books. My storyline is full of excitement, action, adventure, intrigue, and even some romance. There's great characters in the story. Some of them are much bigger than life. It's an international cast, and in fact, in book 1, this is book 1, incidentally. Book 1, there's a trilogy out right now, book 1, 2, and 3. This is book 1, The Duke of Fremont Street, Las Vegas Treasure Hunter. And in book 1, we set the scene here in Las Vegas. And the opening scene actually is poker. I moved to Vegas years ago as a Mississippi riverboat gambler. And from there, as the old saying, the plot thickens. But I have a nice little section in the back describing some of the main characters and their backgrounds. For example, we have Dragos Lupu, really handsome gentleman, very, very suave, debonair. He's from Transylvania, Romania, one of my favorite areas in the world. And then we have Heidi Wolf. She's from Berlin. Here's another character, Wolfgang Herzog. He's from Bavaria. So we have our American counterparts too. So Anyway, a lot of the characters I actually have as friends today and interact with. Um, the books are inspired by real people, actual events. Obviously, they're embellished a bit, and the storyline is, and tweaked here and there to make life a little more interesting. The funny thing is, when I set out to do this project, I skipped one of the most important things in business, which is marketing. It never occurred to me that I would be faced with that challenge. So I've elected to market the books, primarily market them myself. And in the past, I've sold them at the various shows that I do. I do gun shows and coin shows and comic book shows and collector shows and antique bottle shows. And with the plague, these shows have been shut down for, they're just now starting to come back. We're not talking virtual, we're talking, physical shows here in Las Vegas. So that's been a great revenue stream for me. I have a few brick and mortar shops that do carry my line. However, the bulk of my attention is direct sales and direct marketing. So if by chance you happen to be interested in my books, I'll be more than happy to send them to you immediately. I only currently do business in the United States of America because of the cost of postage and all the complications with international shipping today. I only mail to the United States. If you happen to have a friend in the States, you could use them as, the delivery point or whatever. Because I've sold literally all over the world. I've got comic books everywhere. But a lot of the European sales or the African sales or Asian sales were made here from people that I met on vacation from those other areas of the world. Okay, so briefly, if you do feel like this is something you'd like to look into, I can mail those books to you straight from Vegas, and I accept money orders, checks, and cash. I'm one of these old-fashioned guys. And if you do make a check or a money order, make it out to my surname and my first name, Ronald Wall, W-A-L-L. My mailing address is Post Office Box 81942, Las Vegas, Nevada, 89180. If you have a PayPal account, I do accept PayPal, and there's an easy way to do that. And I will put this in the introduction to this video, but I'm going to say it now. You literally write paypal.me/TDOFS/20. And what that means, TDOFS is the Duke of Fremont Street. And the 20 is your total cost for the entire trilogy. The books are $5 each individually, or $15 for all three. And the postage, handling, and insurance, covering all the angles, is an additional $5. Now, I've been asked on multiple occasions, what if I want to buy several books? I would love it. And I will take care of you on the postage, and we don't want the postage end up costing as much as the books and that sort of thing. So once you, I think the maximum I can ship per box is 50, and those would be shipped priority insured. If I'm shipping individual books, 1 book, 2 books, or 3 books, I send those, I think first class mail on 1 book and medium mail on 2 books or 3 books. Anyway, let me show you. I haven't had a chance to show you. This is book 1 again. The Duke of Fremont Street, Las Vegas Treasure Hunter. Book 2 is The Duke of Fremont Street, He's No Myth. Isn't that kind of very Vegas-y? So, and then to wrap up the trilogy in book 3, it's The Duke of Fremont Street, The Duke Rides Again. So each individual book is a nice story, has a nice storyline to it. Oh, for that $5 that you're spending, let me show you what they'll look like when I deliver them to you. This may be shiny and glossy because they're sealed, and I will actually autograph each book for you. I personally will autograph. It's not stamped or anything like that. So for that first edition autographed trilogy, books 1, 2, and 3, it's $20 postpaid. Well, I think, as far as I know, I've covered pretty much about the books themselves. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to call my personal cell number here in Las Vegas, Nevada, which is 702-561-9431. Once again, I want to thank you for taking the time to stopping by, and I wish you all the best of health. I wish you success. I wish you wealth. Salute. If you get a chance to come to my beloved Las Vegas, I would love to meet you in person. As you know, I'm a precious metals dealer by trade, and I would love to meet you in person, and I will buy your silver, I will buy your gold, or I will sell you silver, or I will sell you gold, or we'll trade. I'll trade comic books for silver, or I'll trade silver for gold. I mean, I love that sort of thing. Anyway, this is the Duke of Fremont Street. As always, it's wonderful having you on board. See you soon. Bye-bye.